The Witcher 3 is the video game franchise of the century, but I didn't play that one, so I can't review it right now. I did experience this, though, a completely different thing called The Witcher. Have you seen it? It's got a Scandinavian-looking wolf man with big yellow eyes and sometimes black eyes. He stomps around the country killing civilians and monsters along the way, but what I think is funny is that every time he kills something, he very nearly dies each time. This guy's tough. Despite having a hard and rough exterior, his heart is all mush and goo on the inside, which becomes apparent here.
Get it? Fuck.
It's clear to a keen eye that he's apprehensive about slaughtering the whole town, but he's the Witcher and he's gotta do what the Witcher does. His storyline is told through bits and pieces that were scattered about the whole season like garnish, as they were the best yet most rare scenes of all the main characters, except for Princess Rilla, who was seen 3 times, but we'll get to her later. Funny fact, all the characters start as separate stories that eventually merge as one, because Netflix thinks they're Quentin Tarantino movie. I've read article after article of people explaining the story to us like we're fucking stupid, with titles like, "Confused about the Witcher series? Well, I made a timeline for ya!" Like, bitch, I just wanted to see the timeline to remember the characters' names. I understand the story. What do you think I am, some kind of blind person? What, you think I can't watch Netflix series and know what I'm watching? Jeez, man. Then there's Princess Rilla. Her story is brutal. Starting as a posh daughter of a queen whose kingdom gets sacked by Nilfgaard, Princess Rilla has to run away and find the Witcher, but instead, she gets captured, then escapes, and almost gets captured again, then escapes, then wanders into elf woods, then gets tricked into getting kidnapped, and then escapes, then gets adopted before running away and getting captured again. But then she escapes. All we know about her is that she's a princess, and also is the most powerful girl in all the Witcher universe. Hang on a moment there, we have a hero and a princess, but where's the love interest? There she is, bam, bet you didn't fucking expect that. Welcome to Yennefer, big purple-eyed motherfucker. She was bought by her sorceress master for 4 marks, which was a funny scene.
How much for a pig?
10 marks.
How much for this beast?
6.
4.
Sold. 4 marks.
The witch.
Haha, man, that cracks me up every time. 4 marks wasn't even worth 6? Bah, fucking classic Witcher. She was then initiated into the devil cult equivalent of Hogwarts, but for girls only, and they basically kill everyone off until only the strong are left, and apparently that strong one was Yennefer. Good for her. Then she cuts out her own womb to sacrifice in a spell so that she doesn't look so hideous. Anyway, hey, are you horny? Good, because The Witcher series season 1 is 10 hours of softcore porn, which is cool. Yeah, there are a lot of sex scenes, but if that's not your thing, there's also lots of naked people scenes. This whole conversation between these guys takes place with a naked guy who's naked the whole time. I don't want to sound like I'm shitting all over the Witcher franchise, so I'll be franchise frank with you. I thought it was alright. As a boy who never played the Witcher 3 video game, I don't have any emotional attachment to the Witcher Netflix original. I'm looking at this from a completely reasonable and rational perspective as opposed to all the nerdy fanboys getting all their greasy oils all over the show. But yeah, it's pretty good. Not that The Witcher Season 1 had much competition. It did, however, have a funny story. A wolf man saves a princess, what's not to like? But that's not what happens. It took 8 episodes for these two fucks to even meet, and we had to wait a whole year to even see their reaction to each other's faces totally gypped. In reality, Season 1 is a wolf man and a purple-eyed lady fuck and then yell. But when they're not doing that, it's a fun show. This guy, Javier, sings the whole show, as well as being so fucking funny and so cute. Oh my god, look, he's such a cutie. Look at him with his lute and his little yellow outfit. Aww. He serves no other purpose. Next is the Queen, who dies the first episode, but shows up in the 4th or 3rd one, I think, because remember, the timeline is fucked, so this is actually a flashback. Yeah, I'll be honest, not a good look in terms of saying this is a good show, so I'll get to that now. This show is funny and interesting. It's funny when The Witcher says, "fuck," before slaying an entire village. like it's an inconvenience to have to kill everybody here, God forbid, right? It's funny when he screams at the singing man. It's funny when the power of sex kills a small gang of dwarves to save a golden dragon. Yes, you heard me correctly, to save a golden dragon that the Witcher and the Purple Lady actually wanted to kill so that they can become famous, but then changed their minds before killing all the dwarves who still wanted to be famous, and then they broke up. But the show is good because of this. Its world is full with lots of kingdoms that have their own families and culture that all speak the same language and are kind of hard to keep track of, actually, because there are so many kingdoms with similar sounding names and have similar styles in building and armor and kind of resemble each other almost entirely if you weren't internalizing every pixel on every frame, trying to remember each and every minute feature. Even if certain factions in the show do stand out from one another, it's just near impossible to keep track of everyone with their names, the fucked timeline. Sometimes it'll be hours before a story that ended on a cliffhanger finally continued. So when it is continued, you have no idea what's happening. It's just a clusterfuck of information. But the reason the show is good is because of this. The graphics. Look at the graphics on this magic. Look at the graphics on this golden dragon. And look at the graphics on these eels. Netflix has a lot of money, so they're able to go cray-cray on the graphics. It makes me think, why don't they just make a whole video game on the Witcher series, Netflix original series? Season 1 was mainly used as a means of establishing the set and setting of the world, but in Season 2 it actually can start telling the story. It makes me think, maybe they can tell the story as the plot between the characters develops instead of showing things happening because of magic. But the show was good because of this. The good guys won. That's right. Purple Girl turned to dust out of rage and killed an army and saved the day. But we all know she's not fucking dead. I don't even have to watch season 2, but I will, and I will review it. But we knew she wasn't fucking dead, and I certainly don't care either way. I just want to see the Witcher fucking kill anyone who tries to hurt Princess Cirilla. Anything else is just pastime bullshit, and there is a lot of pastime bullshit in this season 1 show. So many overly dramatic slow scenes just so that they can add another colon to the timestamp. Jesus, Netflix, what, you think I don't have anywhere to be? What, you think I'm just make money for free? What, you think I ain't an employee? Jeez Louise. Anyway, the reasons for why I think the show is pretty decent is this.